You don't realize how far you've come, do you? A boundary you once thought was unbreakable has crumbled under the weight of your bravery, and yet you almost missed it. If you're ready to tap into the power of that insight, hit the like button, subscribe for more groundbreaking revelations, and drop a 77 in the comments to signal to the universe that you're open to what's next. Chapter 1. The Hidden Wall That Kept You Small. Maybe you felt it your whole life, an invisible line that seemed to surround you, a point beyond which you couldn't go without hitting a wall. You believed you had certain limits, ones you never dared challenge. Only now, looking back, do you see that your mind was conditioned to accept those boundaries as truth? Society's messages, past wounds, and your own doubts led you to believe that a certain level of achievement, just enough to bring happiness, was all you could ever reach. But then something changed. A twist of fate, a painful lesson, a bold leap, or a small win triggered something inside you. In a moment of raw courage, you threw yourself at a challenge, expecting to fail. But instead, you broke through. That boundary, unspoken yet always present, wasn't real after all. Those around you, whether curious observers or critics, have likely noticed a shift in your energy. You've become bolder, more driven, like someone awakening from a long slumber. And now a part of you wonders, what else could I accomplish if that boundary was just an illusion? The sheer force of this revelation can be disorienting. You might feel giddy or strangely unnerved, as if your whole self is being reconfigured. This is no ordinary milestone. It's a cosmic vantage point, revealing that your old life was shaped by illusions, not truth. You stare at what you once deemed impossible and realize you've overshadowed it. If this isn't cause for radical reflection, nothing is. The watchers have their own theories. Some claim you got lucky. Some say it's about time you lived up to your potential, while others remain silent, observing whether you'll sustain this newfound boldness or slip back into old timidity. But deep within, you sense there's no returning to that smaller self. Once you step beyond the threshold, your spirit can't be coerced back into confinement. The real question is how to harness this momentum. Because let's be honest, momentum can fade if not nourished. You can't merely celebrate and then slip into complacency. That would be squandering a victory gifted by universal forces that guided you to defy your self-imposed limits. Now is the chance to examine every corner of your life where you might still be playing small, career, relationships, finances, health, and ask, can I push further? The answer is yes. If you dare recognize that the limit you broke was never about skill alone, it was your belief system that you dismantled. Such illusions often appear resilient, but the moment you challenge them head-on, they fracture. Now that your eyes are open, the universe awaits your next move. This is your opening to walk a path that merges radical confidence with deep humility. Confidence in your capacity to break illusions, humility in acknowledging the cosmic forces fueling your breakthroughs. The watchers watch, but you don't exist for them. You exist to transcend, awaken, and show the world that no boundary is absolute. Chapter 2. Awakening to your own power. There's a scene replaying in your mind, one where you overcame an obstacle that once towered like a fortress. Maybe it was a personal record in your craft, a colossal emotional hurdle, or a door you never thought would open. Whatever form it took, this moment now glows as proof that you hold more power than you previously understood. You've awakened a potency that lurked beneath layers of hesitation, masked by years of caution. And yet, it isn't purely about triumph. It's about the sudden shift in perspective. Think of it like stepping into a clearing after trudging through a dense forest. The watchers, some in awe and others in disbelief, witness your glow-up. They can't quite articulate what changed, but they sense an undercurrent of electricity in your presence. You carry yourself differently, shoulders back, gaze fixed on new horizons. The energy around you crackles because once illusions dissolve, you vibrate at a higher frequency. You're no longer choking on the old limits. It's essential to see this awakening not as a one-time event, but as a process you can cultivate. You realize you were stronger, more able, and more resourceful than you dared dream. But guess what? That's just the beginning. If you keep stoking this inner power, you'll unearth still greater depths, discovering more illusions to destroy. The watchers might shake their heads, warning that you'll crash from such ambition. Yet their warnings ring hollow. You now know how illusions feed on fear, and you refuse to fuel them any longer. To sustain your awakening, feed your spirit with daily acts of alignment. Try short bursts of mindfulness, recalling your recent breakthrough to remind yourself that limitations are fluid. You broke one, you can break more. Surround yourself with energies that don't muzzle your ambitions. Books, mentors, or communities that celebrate expansion. Each day, vow to question at least one assumption you once considered fact. Am I truly not talented in this area? Or was that a story I told myself? The deeper you question, the more illusions unravel. Also, realize that genuine power doesn't intimidate or oppress others. When you're truly awakened, you become a lighthouse, not a bulldozer. People feel your conviction, yet also sense a calm humility. You have nothing to prove, having proven something monumental to yourself already. In your presence, others may sense an invitation to examine their own beliefs. Some watchers, threatened by that invitation, might lash out or distance themselves. Let them. Their reaction reflects their internal struggle, not your reality. The universe delights when a soul awakens to its boundless capabilities. Forces once dormant now rise to collaborate with you, sending synchronicities or small miracles that expedite your journey. If you remain anchored in authenticity, not arrogance, these phenomena amplify. It's as though you step onto a fast track where your bold thoughts manifest more effortlessly. Yet with heightened power comes responsibility. Your words, your decisions, your alliances now carry more weight. You can choose to use this for superficial gains, or you can channel it toward forging a destiny that elevates not just you, but everyone who resonates with your spark. So embrace this moment of realization. You tore down a limit and discovered a wellspring of inner might. Acknowledge the watchers, if you will, but remember they don't define your path. Keep your gaze forward, stepping bravely into the vast frontier your soul has just unveiled. Chapter 3. The Courage to Break More Invisible Walls. Surpassing that first hidden limit might feel like a final victory, but it's only the beginning of your evolution. Now that you see how easily illusions crumble when challenged, there's no reason to stop at one boundary. Chances are plenty more invisible barriers exist throughout your life. Ceilings in your career, constraints on your creativity, or silent beliefs caging your emotional freedom. Each awaits the spark of your courage to topple them. You might ask, but how many illusions can one person smash? The real question is, how many illusions must remain before you fully inhabit your divine potential? Because illusions accumulate throughout life, from critical teachers, toxic relationships, and the watchers who cast shadows on your every ambition. You have the choice to keep dismantling them until none remain. Rather than shrinking at that vast undertaking, you can find liberation in it. Each limit you break liberates a new dimension of your being. This quest demands resilience. The watchers who quietly observed your first breakthrough may mount a stronger campaign now, spewing negativity or trying to trap you in old roles. To them, your unstoppable progression threatens their sense of normal. You might hear them voice doubts or scorn, mocking your newest leaps, but you've glimpsed truth. If their illusions were valid, you never would have shattered that first boundary. Recall that truth whenever external negativity tries to wrap you in despair. An essential part of continuing this crusade is to resist complacency. After a significant victory, it's easy to lounge in comfort, letting your life coast on autopilot. Doing so only invites inertia. Your newly awakened potential thrives on forward motion. Instead of resting too long, scout for the next limit to challenge. Maybe it's speaking up at work, refusing a compromise on your values, or exploring a dormant talent. Growth compels you to step repeatedly into the unknown, forging new frontiers each time. It's also wise to cultivate a circle of allies who energize your progress. Seek those who see your determined leaps as normal, not shocking. Let them champion your ambition, provide feedback, and share. In the excitement of boundary breaking, if your current environment has few such souls, expand your search. Online communities, mentors from afar, or spiritual gatherings can connect you with people who are on similar journeys, who won't question each mighty stride you take. Finally, safeguard your sense of wonder. This entire process is more than just spiritual hustle. It's about remembering your co-creative dance with the cosmos, one in which childlike awe can coexist with unstoppable determination. Every limit that dissolves uncovers a fresh wonder. You notice deeper intricacies in everyday life, or you encounter new realms of creativity in your soul. Don't let cynicism or the watchers harden your heart. Keep it open, letting each newly revealed limit become an adventure, a puzzle to solve rather than a prison to endure. This is how you sustain unstoppable growth. You keep breaking illusions, keep rediscovering that you are always far more powerful than you dared believe. Each victory accumulates, forging you into a champion of your own destiny. And while the watchers stew or watch and stand silent, you surge onward, unstoppable, forging a path that once seemed unimaginable. Chapter 4. Welcoming new possibilities without fear. As you topple boundaries you never knew existed, a sudden abundance of new possibilities floods your horizon. You sense long-forgotten dreams stirring, fresh collaborations beckoning, or an inexplicable drive to explore corners of life you used to ignore. Yet this influx can feel overwhelming, like discovering hidden chambers in a mansion you believe was small. Embracing it all can be as daunting as shattering illusions in the first place. This is where you might confront a sneaky form of apprehension, fear of gross magnitude. Part of you questions whether you can handle the demands of a more expansive life. This fear can camouflage itself as practical concern. I don't have enough time. I'm too old. I need more stability. And so on. These are echoes of the illusions you've already begun dismantling. Remember the principle. If a deeper part of you yearns for something, the universe readies your capacity for it. Each desire hints that you hold the seeds to manifest it. Still, you must approach new possibilities with discernment. Not every door that flings open is beneficial. Some leads may distract you from your core calling, pulling you into tangential pursuits that drain your energy. Others could be illusions of opportunity, wrapped in glamour but lacking genuine substance. Your intuition, newly sharpened, can guide you here. Check for alignment with your deeper purpose. If a certain path lights up your soul, it's worth exploring. If it feels contrived or unsatisfying at its core, you're free to let it go without guilt. There's also the challenge of balancing multiple expansions. As illusions vanish, you may realize you want to transform your career, your location, your circle of friends, all at once. That's natural. But know that you can only pour so much energy into each area without risking burnout. So you might need to sequence your transformations, handling them at a pace that maintains your well-being. Pace is not procrastination, it's strategic resource management. You're a champion, not a reckless gambler. Additionally, be prepared for unexpected synergy. Sometimes focusing on one new venture inadvertently unlocks synergy for another. For instance, diving into a new creative project might open networking channels for your career, or deciding to shift your home environment might spark fresh inspiration for relationships. The universe loves orchestrating these cross-connections once you break illusions. Embrace them. They highlight a cosmic design that's far more orchestrated than random hustle. Yes, some watchers may accuse you of changing too much, of never being satisfied. Let them speak. Growth is your new baseline, and stagnation is no longer an option. The illusions that once whispered stay in your lane no longer grip your mind. If that unsettles others, well, they can either adapt or drift away. You're forging forward, an unstoppable evolution, discovering that the tapestry of your life is broader and more colorful than you ever dared suspect. So don't shrink from the wave of possibility. Let each new opportunity shimmer with potential, evaluating it through the lens of authenticity and alignment. Trust that your capacity for expansion is also expanding. You once shattered illusions about your limits. You can equally handle the blessings that come from transcending them. This is how you fill your days with purposeful momentum, constantly exploring, discerning, and rising without apology. Chapter 5. The Art of Grounded Confidence. Amid the rush of new horizons, one vital quality keeps you balanced and unshaken: Grounded confidence. Think of it as the blend of unwavering self-belief, tempered by humility and an acceptance that life remains unpredictable. It's what lets you stride forth with your head high without succumbing to ego or illusions of invincibility. Because while you've proven your ability to smash invisible walls, you're still a traveler in an ever-changing world. Staying grounded ensures your leaps don't become reckless plunges. Grounded confidence begins with honest self-assessment. You acknowledge your gifts and strengths. After all, you've just showcased them by surpassing a limit, but you also remain aware of your vulnerabilities. You don't hide them. You treat them like ongoing projects, areas for improvement rather than sources of shame. This honest self-awareness forms the bedrock that no passing doubt can erode. The watchers might try to poke holes, pointing out your flaws, but you're unshaken because you've already integrated them into your personal narrative. Another aspect is the choice to keep learning. Just because you overcame one major limit doesn't mean you stop absorbing knowledge or refining your skills. By consistently up-leveling your expertise through reading, practice, and seeking mentorship, you confirm that your transformation isn't a fluke. You're in perpetual growth mode, leaving no room for complacency. This is how a champion's mind evolves. Achievements fuel further curiosity, not laziness. Humility, too, is critical. You realize you didn't conquer illusions solely by your own might. Universal grace, unforeseen allies, even fortuitous timing, all contributed. That recognition keeps arrogance at bay. When you share stories of your breakthrough, it's from a place of gratitude, not one-upmanship. The watchers may interpret your confidence as cockiness, but that's their filter. You know the difference. You stand tall, grateful for the synergy of cosmic and personal effort that propelled you. Simultaneously, be aware that the watchers might goad you into conflict or outlandish displays of power. Some want to provoke you into proving yourself repeatedly, perhaps hoping you'll fail publicly. The wise course is not to overreact. You don't need to prove anything further. The illusions are broken, and your identity stands on a more solid foundation. Let your triumph speak through quiet mastery and consistent results, not showy battles. When challenged, you can respond succinctly, or not at all, maintaining your composure. Let them discover on their own that your transformation isn't fleeting hype. Lastly, grounded confidence involves embracing life's unpredictability with open arms. Even unstoppable souls encounter obstacles, heartbreaks, or blind corners. Yet you don't interpret these as signals of unworthiness. Instead, you see them as part of the heroic journey, forging deeper resilience. You approach adversity with the same energy that dismantled your old limits, trusting you can either find a way or fashion one. This synergy of humility, faith, and unstoppable drive invests every day with clarity. You proceed boldly, anchored by the knowledge that your illusions have melted away, and all that remains is the unwavering potential of your awakened self. Chapter 6. Elevating Others as You Rise. You've shattered illusions in your own life and now stand in a realm of new possibilities. Yet your triumph isn't meant to leave you isolated at the summit. It's designed to spark hope in others. Chapter 6. Elevating others as you rise. Some who once doubted you may now glimpse that they too can break their invisible barriers. By lifting others as you ascend, you transform a single victory into a beacon of collective liberation. Your presence has changed. People sense the clarity and determination you carry. Some feel threatened, realizing their complacency in contrast. Others, longing for transformation, gravitate toward your energy. Your role isn't to fix them, but to hold space for their potential. Show them that dismantling illusions is an achievable process. Recognize, confront, transcend. Be strategic with your efforts. Not everyone wants to shed their limiting beliefs. Some cling to victimhood. Focus on those genuinely ready to do the work. Share your experiences in a way that fosters self-empowerment rather than dependency. True synergy happens when individuals choose, on their own terms, to embrace unstoppable growth. Use any platform you have, creative work, leadership roles, or personal influence, to amplify this message. If you create, weave your journey into your art. If you lead a team, Encourage them to question impossibilities. If you are supporting a friend or family member, offer insights without pushing an agenda. This is a gentle revolution, lighting sparks in others until their illusions crumble under the force of honest possibility. Expect resistance from those who thrive on shared misery. They may accuse you of arrogance or meddling. Keep humility and clear boundaries. You're not forcing your light on anyone. You're inviting them to step closer if they choose. Light can't be imposed, it must be welcomed. Continue fueling your own evolution so your words and example remain authentic. Stagnation corrodes your credibility and momentum. Each time you transcend a new limit, you reaffirm that growth is an ongoing dance, not a single victory. People will see that you're not chasing a one-time pinnacle, but living a path of constant expansion. Ultimately, your ascent becomes a rising tide that lifts others who are ready to awaken. Each new person freed from illusion deals another blow to the inertia of collective doubt. You become more than a story of personal resilience. You're a guiding light for those navigating their own storms. In this way, your journey transcends individual triumph and becomes a transformative force for everyone yearning to break free. Chapter 7. Marching Forward in the Limitless Becoming. You stand beyond a boundary once deemed impassable. The illusions that held you down have dissolved, leaving you with a vantage both electrifying and humbling. Electrifying, because you see life's horizons stretched beyond former facts. Humbling, because you realize the vastness yet to explore. Yes, the watchers still hover, some in awe, others in unease. But their views no longer confine you. You've confirmed that mastery over illusion is possible. Once you've tasted unbridled freedom, there's no return to complacent half-truths. You move on, forging a life that harmonizes cosmic favor with your unbreakable will. Still, be vigilant. Illusions can sprout anew in unguarded corners of your mind. Stay alert for signs of limiting beliefs. Whenever one appears, confront it with the clarity that tore down your biggest barrier. Each success now comes faster because your spirit remembers its strength. If doubt lingers, recall the moment you shattered your greatest obstacle. Undeniable proof that genuine resolve outlasts any falsehood. Remain open to the universe's cues. They may arrive as sudden calls to action or subtle nudges in your surroundings. Trust them. Where fear once held sway, confidence now beckons you to leap, even if the next foothold is hidden. The watchers might flinch at your boldness, but leaps are the currency of unstoppable progress. This is also a time to celebrate, not with hollow self-praise, but by honing your gifts. Channel the energy once spent upholding illusions into creating, leading, and uplifting others. Let your wealth reflect abundance. Invest in what truly resonates with you. Give to causes that ignite your passion. Build ventures that showcase the power of your liberated spirit. Forge relationships grounded in honesty and mutual empowerment, dismantling any manipulative dynamics that keep illusions alive. There will be days when old limits whisper in your mind, leaving you momentarily off balance. That's completely normal. Expanding into a larger version of yourself can feel unfamiliar, but with each new sunrise, your new baseline is reinforced, reminding you that you belong to this higher way of living. The illusions that once seemed towering now feel fragile, replaced by a warrior's resolve, that limitations are only made to be shattered. And so you move forward, mythic, revolutionary, a beacon for those who seek to break their own false boundaries. You carry the unrelenting spirit of a soul that will not accept invisible barriers. The onlookers can only observe. You've shown that your path is yours and yours alone. Step forward with conviction. Embrace your partnership with destiny, and let your life shine as undeniable proof that once awakened, chosen souls ascend to new heights, inevitably, triumphantly, and with certainty.